record, and all good. Okay. Happy New Year, everybody. This is my first stream in 2023, and I wanted to do this a lot sooner, but I got super sick when I got back from my vacation in the year end, and I'm finally back to full health. And yeah, I really missed you guys, and yeah, I wanted to do this as soon as possible. So it took me a while to get all this set up properly, and I'm just going to have my this up here so I can see myself. Good. So yeah, hope you guys have been doing good. Happy New Year again. And today I have a couple things I wanted to do with you guys. So as the New Year's come, I usually go over what I did, the year before and what I'm about to do. And this year I kind of set my goal for the whole year. And, I think it's like a New Year resolution, but more in detail. So I wanted to do that with you, and this way you get to see how I plan basically my life. We review what happened in the past year, what could have gone better, or what could have, we could have done differently to, I don't know, improve the way we live our lives. So I'm going to show you guys do that. So I'm going to write it out here, what we're going to do today. So first, we're going to do 2022 review almost. Okay, there's a latency. 22 review plus kind of a, I'll show you the roadmap of the 2022, and then we do the review. It's almost like we're doing a year-end review, which is long overdue, but for myself. So you guys can do this with yourself as well. And then this way, we get to see what happened in our lives, and then we appreciate some of the moments, and we see where we can improve our lives. So we should do that, review and the roadmap first, and then we'll set out like the 2023 plan, and I guess slash goal. That's gonna be the second thing we're gonna be doing, and if we have time, I'm thinking we do like one of the some fun things or like more interactive stuff. So I'm guessing we can do like the I don't know if you guys heard, but the MBTI test, to see what type of personality you have. I took this test about a year ago, and I got one result, but I'm willing to try to do it again, see if anything changed, because I heard that your personality could change from time to time. Also, like, you can't really put everyone's personality, or you can't divide everyone's personality into like 16 groups, I don't think, because everybody is unique, and you can't really put 16 of them isn't going to cover every single one of personalities that is out there. So we can talk more about that when we do that later on. But yeah, that's gonna be the basically timeline of the stream I had in mind today. So let's go ahead and do it. So 2022 review. Let's put up a new. I haven't thought this through, but let's see. Yeah. So start with January. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, January 2022. What did I do in January 2022? I think. Let me think about this one. So I think it was still. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, where I live in Toronto, I think we were still experiencing a bit of a lockdown situation. Um, so yeah, we were. I think this is a time when I had the photo shoot of my body transformation. So that's what happened. Body transformation photo shoot. And I think this is when I started to kind of have an idea about this whole project, the Project Newman, and yeah, I wanted to like really get started on that, like having my own brand and basically sharing my journey of improving my life. And because I'm so passionate about this, um, probably most of the day I just, if I'm like thinking about something, I'm always thinking about ways that I can live a better life. And I noticed that it's not a normal thing. Not everybody do that. So yeah, why not use that as my advantage and start a social media account to share that journey and hopefully have a positive impact in the society, which is what I love doing. So I think that's what happened in 2022 January. Let's say beginning of Project Newman. And yeah, if you haven't noticed already, I have quite a few new setups. I'm finally back home. I think last couple times that I streamed, I was like in all over the place. But yeah, I think this is going to be my kind of a stream set, and I have like few decorations to put up on that wall. I'll make it like a little bit more pretty so that you guys can enjoy watching the stream. Not only this new microphone that I got, which I'm in love with. Yeah, this works awesome, and I don't know, I didn't realize that I have a great voice, and yeah, it makes everything like kind of the whole quality of the stream elevated, which is what I love. And yeah, I'm using my old headphones to hear myself, hear the voice, because it's kind of like the quality control I like to say about the stream. Because the first stream I did, it was like almost audio was like terrible. If Julian and I, the guy who was on the first stream, if Julian and I weren't talking in front of the computer, you couldn't really like hear anything. So yeah, that's the first improvement I wanted to make. So hence the microphone. And next time I'm still trying to figure out the way, but I have this like a wireless microphone that you can put it on so that wherever I am, yeah, you guys can hear me a lot better. So I'll get to that. I haven't figured out the way to do it yet, but yeah, I got a new microphone, some of the new lighting, and yeah, hopefully by next week we can have like the lighting stuff up. I bought some like LED lights. Maybe one of my friends can help me set it up. And yeah, still this stream setting isn't ideal. I had to like put everything, kind of shove it in one side, because this is also my office. I work here. This is where I do. This is where I work from home. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure it out. But anyway, took me like a couple hours to set this up, and I'm pretty happy with that now. So back to where the roadmap. I also need to get better at not to get sidetracked. On point, and then we will stay on point from now on. So February 2022, I think this is when I created or posted my first video slash Instagram account to, I believe, so started social media account, and that was quite of a journey, because this autofocus is awful here. Let me see if I can change that. Yeah. I don't know why this nice camera isn't working properly. Okay, this is slightly better. Anyway, so back to the point. It's crazy that until last year when I started this business account, I didn't have a social media account because I didn't. Honestly, I also had a bit of a pride in saying to people like, hey, I never had an Instagram account before. I never had it. And that was quite of a conversation starter with many people. So I wanted to keep it that way, but I knew in order to like advertise or get your promote your brand or anything, social media is like key. So I told myself I'm not going to create an account until I start a business. And that's what happened. And then so everything was new to me. I created like a personal account a few months before this as a starter, to get used to the app, and it was like an old man trying to learn a new technology almost. And that's the whole February, I think. Was I doing anything in terms of my work? I'm not quite sure, because we're still working from home. February, yeah, I'm gonna have to like cheat a little bit. Maybe I need to look at my social media account and see what happened. Okay. Feb. New Year. Yeah, photo shoot. I guess nothing really big was happening in that time. I think I was preparing for an exam at the time. So basically started social media account and started posting a lot and like trying to get used to the whole filming process and uploading to the YouTube. I think that was February. And then March 2022. And obviously I had like a big vision of, because I think January 2022 I was at like the peak level of my physique. I was like probably at like 10-11% body fat percentage, and I just finished my photo shoot and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna carry on. This is my lifestyle now. So I thought I would be in a much better shape by now, but obviously it didn't happen because life never happens, or life never goes in your way forever. So I'll tell you what happened. I think I got COVID in April, so we'll get to that. But the March 2022, I think I was still enjoying life. This new, I just started like this new business. I was like so, you know, happy about it, and I was enjoying the whole process. I think I started probably working with a group called Dark Horse Studio, which is founded by my friend and my neighbor is who showed up in the first stream. He was starting up like a new, almost like a film production company. He was like mainly doing rap music videos, but he knew I was like looking for somebody to like film outside, looking for a cameraman to edit and all that stuff. So I think that's probably when we started working together. Started working with production company. And that was a whole new experience for me. It involved hiring somebody for, the business, and it's about working with like a third party vendor almost. And there was a lot happening, and obviously I'll get to that. But in the beginning, everything was kind of going smoothly. We were filming. We had like a couple ideas to shoot, so we did all that. When we got to editing, it looked really, really good. So we posted like a couple videos on that. I don't know if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can go to channel. See, still my noses are blocked and stuff. Yeah. Probably YouTube is. I should have done this. I should have like showed you guys this YouTube yeah journey, because March 21st I see the workout routine. I thought it was like a really, really banger, which is why I picked that as the first video to post. It basically showed the routine of, the workout routine that I had with the personal trainer I used to have back in the day. And just like a kind of highlights of, bits of the workouts that I did to get into the shape that I was, because I used to be a really in my standards, I used to be like really fat. Whenever I told people this, some people got offended or almost got mad, saying like you weren't even that fat. But hey, I was, the typical fitness journey, how it starts. You get into a relationship, and then you get really lazy. You go through a breakup, and you're at like the worst possible physique as possible. Like you're overweight, and your lifestyle is just probably shit, like out of whack. Got no purpose like in life, and really not a good way to live a life, and wanted to change that. And I think still to this day I believe starting to do any like physical activity is going to give you that momentum to start changing your lifestyle. So it's not about just getting in shape, it's about changing the way you live your life. So because you're changing the way you're eating, the way you are living day to day, because by adding this like a new routine that you're not familiar with, it shocks your system. It shocks your brain brain system. And suddenly, once you get through that, your brain starts to think, oh, like I can handle anything that's new, because we as a human are designed to avoid pain or anything like that's uncertain at all cost. So our body is like always trying to optimize in a way that we don't feel any pain or discomfort. And in order to change your life and to improve or to get to the next level, to level up in your life, you need to go through that discomfort. So yeah, I think doing any sort of like physical activity is a good starter because it's so easy to do, and it doesn't even matter if you have like a full-on routine or anything like that. So you can just watch one of my videos or any videos that are out there on YouTube, and just pick up a weight or like start running, jogging, walking, and that will teach your brain to say, hey, it's okay that we go through all these like foreign things. It's all going to be for our best interest. So that's what happened in probably March. Started working with a production company, and that was going good because I could just focus on creating like ideas and just be there for the shooting. All the editing and all the stuff was being outsourced, and I got to focus on both my business side and my full-time job as well. And I think this was time when I had my exam. It was between January and March. I don't know when it was, but it was to legally give financial advice to clients, and that was one of the two exams that I had to do, and I passed before April, because April 2022, I'll just put it in March, passed one of two exams for work. I'll just put like professional exams, and I'll make sure that we don't go over our things. Maybe yes, this way you guys can see more of this. Outlook. April 2022. I think this is when I had my trip planned, I believe. Or maybe it wasn't. I'm seeing, yeah. Maybe this is, I'll put this in my April. Can't really tell what happened. April 2022. And then more filming, I think. Yeah, more focus on YouTube filming and editing. And that was going good because I see May and April, I had like more specific idea or like the guideline of how I wanted this Project Newman to be. So I made a video about that. Like, it's almost like an introduction, introducing what the Project Newman is about, why I started this, and what makes me unique. So I did that, and then I probably did more editing, and I think I was also like going out often, and yeah, it's hard to like remember what happened in the last year, but let's just say that's what happened, because we don't have to go in full on details. In May 2022, I think beginning of May, yes, so I wanted to pass the exam before I go on this like a long vacation, because a buddy of mine that I actually one of the best friends of mine, he kept like expressing like how he's depressed and like how he needed to like change something in his life, how he's like really lonely. And then all of a sudden he's like, I really want you to like come down to LA and like meet this girl. And he he had, let's just say he had uh, bad taste in women previously. So as soon as I heard that, I had to like go down there, at least like make sure that he didn't end up with someone horrible again. And so I had to like plan that. It was almost like a 3 week vacation that I tried to plan. And this is when I got COVID. Um, so right before my flight, this is still the time when we had to like get tested before the day before you get on the flight from Canada to US. And I still remember this day. I was at work, still feeling like not good because I was like coughing and like a little bit of fever in here, but I tested negative at home, so I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go and get tested anyway. And literally the day before my flight, I tested positive of COVID, and this lady that we who was working at like one of the pharmacy under my work office. She came out with the result, but like she had a fucking almost full on like hazmat suit on, and she's like, "Yeah, sorry, you can't. I'm sorry to do this to you, but you can't fly tomorrow." And she gave me this piece of paper that says like positive on the COVID. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like you know, this is the worst nightmare. And I had to like go back up to my office and basically tell yeah um, tell my boss, sorry, apparently I have COVID and you should get tested too now. And I had to like email everybody that was in the office and probably like a few days before that, like, hey, I got COVID, maybe you have to get tested and all. But yeah, and that was brutal. Literally the next day I started to feel like massive headache and like I don't know, I was like very lethargic, the whole like severe COVID symptoms. Been through that, and it took me about a week to recover. uh, okay. It took me about a week to recover, and basically that cut out, yeah, week of my travel as well. So I think I ended up going to LA. Yeah, probably mid May, and yeah, that's what happened. Trip to LA, and that was really good. That was like probably one of the best trips that I had in my lifetime, because I had like this is the first trip. Yeah, this is the first trip I took with. Oh. Okay. Apparently, this is great. This is my work, and apparently, I will have to work a little bit tomorrow. I thought I had the full day off because it was like a U.S. holiday, and the exchange had the calendar, and they said it's full day off, but it's not. Um, let me just reply to this, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Okay. Anyway, yeah, May 2022 trip to LA was good because it was the first trip I took with my own money. So this is probably the first year I had this was the first year where I had like ton of money saved because I started making like more money, and I wasn't taking any money from my parents, which was a big step up from my life. If you don't know the backstory, check out some of the videos. Um, okay, now my boss is telling me to take the day off. But anyway, yeah, because of that, it was more meaningful, and it was like a, I don't know, there was like a the feeling that I can't even describe. It's almost like like somewhat similar to freedom, but um, yeah, everything that I'm doing, I didn't have to ask anybody's permission for, which was pretty eye-opening experience. Because before, like, if I'm doing anything, I still had to like think that, oh, how is it going to like affect my relationship with my family and my parents, because I was like taking money from them and significant amount. So that always had a bit of, I don't know, pressure on me, or that you feel like you're trapped in certain in something. But yeah, once I started making my own money and start taking control of my life, everything changed. I felt free, but also like I I love that. I love that, like, being responsible for my own actions, and like being in control of something. Like, it feels so great. And yeah, like, I decided to go on this trip. I didn't have to like ask anybody's permission. Like, you know, pay for everything. And even like when I got there, I had a big surprise for my buddy, because it was almost like my wedding or engagement, because he was like gonna marry this girl. It was almost like an engagement gift, so I booked like a couple days of Airbnb in Malibu, and yeah, that was amazing. So the whole trip, I really got to elevate my relationship with this my best friend of mine, and I got to meet his soon wife to be, his fiance, and obviously I approve um, of her. She's a great gal, and I think they're perfect for each other. So I'm really happy for them, and that's what happened in May 2022. And at this point, like, I was feeling a bit uh, shitty about myself, because I thought by this time I would be in like even better physique than I was in January 2022. But obviously, because of the COVID, and like I had to stop training, and I'm like eating. Obviously, on this trip, like, I'm gonna enjoy myself, so like I'm eating. We're going to like a different restaurants, like trying all these different food. So I did start to like fall out of that routine that I had, that got me to that, like, the best physique of my life. Um, so I was feeling a bit guilty, and like I was feeling like, oh, like, things are not going the way that I wanted in this year. It didn't matter to me though, because like all the other things were like still happening, and like I was heading into the right direction. Like, the fact that I had that in mind, um, that I'm constantly evaluating where I am in terms of my goal that I set out for the year. I think that's more important than like the result itself. Um, anyway, so that's what was happening, and then you guys can't even see now. How can we do this? Oh, I know why. Because I had to scroll here. Boom. Okay. And then June 2022. And this is another thing. So when I was in LA, I love surfing. So I was like almost surfing towards the end of the trip. I think I was like surfing, try to surf like almost every day that I could. So I think the last day of, or the second last day of the trip, that was my last day of surfing, and I injured my shoulder like pretty bad, and my dumb self thought it was nothing, so I kept like working out crazy with my buddy, and obviously it probably gotten it worse. So I couldn't even train when I got back. So I had to like basically cancel the whole like plan with my personal trainer, and I decided to like let him go because somehow I overspent. Although like it was still in budget, like I wanted to put more money to work in the business, and I thought like I could work out by myself and save like all the ton of money every month. So I decided to let my personal trainer go. Ended personal training, which was pretty bad, and plus like shoulder injury. That shoulder injury took me almost like 3 months to properly treat that. I was like going to physiotherapists like almost every week, and it was very frustrating because I wanted to work out, but it's like, no, the only way to cure cure the shoulder injury is to not work out for like 2 weeks or something like that. But I kept telling him like I can't do that, like I'm already like gotten so much fat from the trip. I had to like work out, and anyway, it took me like 3 months. So that's like a 3 months of just like no proper training. Like literally all I'm doing is just shoulder rehab work, and then any workout that wasn't like affecting the shoulder, so even like the bicep or the tricep, some of the like back exercises, and some chest like the push-ups. Anyway, it wasn't like as the same intensity as before, and obviously I gotten in a much worse shape. So that was like until September 2022. I think this was a tough period. When I got back from LA, like, and then seeing how happy my friend and his new fiance are, I wanted to have something similar. And this was a time, I don't know if I even feel comfortable saying this, but this was a time I almost wanted to try to prove myself that I can be with somebody if I wanted to. And yeah, I think that the whole summer, like from June, the June, July and August, that was some interesting time I had. I downloaded anyway. I was just like with so many different girls, and that didn't really get me anywhere. That's something I can also talk about in another stream. But basically, just because you are with somebody, it doesn't make you feel completed, or I because the reason why I wanted to like have somebody with me was um after I lost my beloved dog last year, I guess in 2021. The whole house like felt so empty, and yeah, obviously I don't have that the same like unconditional love that I get every time I come back home. It was like hard to, I guess, get adjusted, but I didn't really properly process that. I think I I just like kind of put myself uh, into like my professional life. I was like working constantly. I was like trying to pick up like any over time shift that I can, and obviously like it got me further in my professional life a lot faster. But I think I had to like treat that properly before moving on. And I think summer 2022 was that period. Um, Basically, try to replace that space in my life with anything. Like I remember like I was going out like literally every day like with somebody new, and like I'm going on first dates, and man, like I'm talking to like so many girls, and we're just like exhausting. First of all, like it's exhausting, and it's not even like so. At the summer 2022, I told myself like it doesn't matter like who it's gonna be. I'm just gonna be like just gonna go out there. So I didn't have any like standards or no like filter whatsoever. Any chance that I can get, like I'm talking to the girls, like I'm going out with them, and like I'm, you know, taking them out on a dates, and you know, there are a lot of them where like we weren't even like having proper conversation or anything, but you know, uh, it wasn't like really doing me any good other than basically add another number to my list of girls that I've been with. Um, and I was so focused on like increasing that number that it almost got to a point where um, I'm even feeling lonelier after like we do some stuff, and it really like hurt me, uh, or like it spoke to me the same way that it did when I first started like this project Newman. It was just like an epiphany that I had. This isn't the way to live a life, and this isn't the way to like fill that void inside of me, that loneliness that you feel inside. Um, so I basically cut out like everything. There's a I think term that people like to use, like a hot boy summer. Basically, that's what I did, and I'm just gonna put it like that. Um, I think that was like from June, July, August. Um, yeah. And anyway, so I cut out everything like in my life. I literally stopped like talking to females in general. Like I fucking hated them for like a couple months, and I just like decided to focus on myself again. So like I started like try to finish the second part of the exam, which obviously wasn't going well because I was going through all this shit, and yeah, let me look at this. Oh, and actually, this is when I started doing like a public interviews. So I love that experience. I definitely doing that again this year when the weather gets better. So um as I was like discussing future plan for my YouTube channel, they wanted to have me focus on like this one, niche or whatever. And I did like a lot of research on my part. How can I like increase, the viewership, and like how do I grow this channel? And obviously you had to like pick this one style of video almost, and you also have to like make it fun. Um, Make it like more, I don't know, entertainment like, because or else like why would people like really watch that, unless like you're either giving like a value to them, or like they're just, I think a lot of people spend time on YouTube just to like kill time, or like because they feel so tired, they don't want to like do anything, they put something on the YouTube and like they just watch something. So um yeah, I wanted to pick something that is like entertaining, and like I still wanted to provide value to people, which is something I struggle with still. I'm trying to find something that is, funny to them, and that gives value to the viewers. I don't know. I haven't like cracked the code yet. Anyway, the first trial was this public interview, and it actually went really great because I got to promote my channel in public, and people were like coming up to me towards the end like, hey, like, what's this about, like, what are you guys shooting? And they get to know what my channel is about, like right there on the spot, and they're like, oh my god, that's awesome. Either like you get the feedback like right away, and most of the people that approach me in public are going to be like somewhat interested in you anyway. So that way like you get to build the subscriber, and like you get to promote your channel and brand, which I loved. And that's what's happening in September 2022. I think I was doing a lot of public interview then, and I got to meet like so many new people. I got to meet like another YouTuber that's based in Toronto, and they were like in high school, and then they already had like thousands of subscribers, and they were just like posting, I don't know, I don't even know what they post, but like post like funny things that's happening in their life. And anyway, that was a really cool experience. And then I think did I okay, I think this is the time I also like had issues with my production company that I used to work with, because their turnover time, there were like a lot of projects that happened during that time that didn't even like make it to production, or like even in public yet. um, so a lot of like turnover time was an issue, because like there was only one guy who's like doing all the camera work and doing all the editing, and he was like also working with like different projects. So he had like a lot on his plate, and obviously I get it, like the production company wants to grow as well, but I think that's where we started having issues. And I was like, you know what, like I gave them like enough chances. I wanted to do everything on my own now. Basically going back to that point of like taking charges, like being in control. I wanted to be more in control of the quality of the videos and the frequency of like the uploads. So, and this is like when I try to hire someone new as well, but obviously bad timing on him, because I was just like being in this like transition period where like still not sure if I should like hire an editor. Um, anyway, I ended up like letting him go too, because I just thought the money could be better spent on, you know, uh, training myself on how to film better, or how to, better cameras, how to film better, how to edit better, videos better. And I felt like I needed to know how the whole process worked before I even like hire somebody else to do that work for me. Um, Obviously, it was working out good at first because like I got to have so much more free time, um, by not editing and like by not like really having to like film or whatever. But then I think that had an effect of like, I wasn't ready to be like a full time YouTuber or whatever. So most of the free time I got, I think I was putting that into like making sure I'm well rested so that I can uh, work in my full time job better and work on this like business. So I basically focused on my health with all that free time that I had, but that didn't really get me anywhere in terms of my business growth. So I wanted to be more, yeah, in charge of like the business and the video production. Like I needed to produce more videos myself to really, I don't know, like this this whole thing about being a YouTuber or doing that as a full time, like you need to love, I think, filming and like producing content. And I wasn't at the level to like delegate some of the work, because technically I could do all of them and I just had to like sleep less. Um, yeah, so that way, I really, once I hit the bottleneck of like, I really don't have time. I have like so many ideas to put out, but I really like don't have time to um, post it as soon as I want, because of the editing time and like filming time or whatever. I think that's when you should like hire somebody else to like be more efficient, basically, in producing more content. So I wanted to, and I obviously the whole time like I'm talking with like my friends and I'm getting advice from different people. And one of the girl that I was friends with, she told me that I should focus on like shorts. Why are you wasting time creating these long video projects when you're not even sure like people are gonna watch it? So she suggested like I do like this short, and once it gets like enough interest, then you make a longer video version of that topic. And I was like, that was brilliant. It doesn't even like take me half, not even half, like I would say it takes me probably quarter of the time uh to produce like a one short versus one long form of video. So really like that idea, and I think that was a time when shorts was like being pushed. Obviously like TikTok was another item that I wanted to get into, but guys, like I didn't even have Instagram, okay? I didn't even have Instagram until this year. How am I going to like pick up this new TikTok thing? Like I don't even have Snapchat. Like I didn't do any like social media before. Um so anyway, shorts was like being pushed, and I think this was a time again when um YouTube became the most used platform out of all like social media. Like TikTok used to be the first, I think, for the brief period of 2020 and like 2021. And then yeah, this, like when I started doing more research in October 2022, I realized YouTube is now again like the most used platform out of all. So I was like, great, let me focus on like creating shorts now. And as you can see, my first shorts that I posted, it's like October 25th, and that basically blew up. And in my standards, it's got like, I think, 1,000 views within like the first couple hours or something. And that, like, I still remember, like, I literally hit post. I went to sleep. I woke up and like I did a routine where like I check how well the videos are doing, and man, like I saw like 1,000 views on it, and I got like 4 new subscribers. Like I got like 30 different comments or something, or maybe not 30. It felt like 30, but like 5 different comments or something. And it was just like, oh my god, like this is such an improvement. So yeah, obviously seeing that made me put more efforts into this shorts, and I was basically having this routine of like work, come back home, and study for the exam, and then create like film shorts, edit, and then boom, like post right away. So I almost had that routine going on. So like you see, the first one like did a lot well. Second one, not so much. I think the whole um, focus was like out of the whack. The thumbnail wasn't even good, and but I wanted to stick to this like one type of videos, because the algorithm basically needs to understand what type of videos are you going to post, and what type of viewers it should push my videos to. So yeah, that's why I kept doing the same thing. It's basically like a short snack size of information that I think that is useful to improve your life. So I start with like, here's a way to here's a uh, yeah I it's been a while since I made this video, so like here's a quick way to like, here's something you can do to improve your life right now. And I go through this. I provide like this one thing that they can do to improve their life. And then the way I created this shorts is like I filmed the whole thing in front of the camera, and then I add like bit of a um, like b-roll videos, almost like a footages that I film myself too, that's going to be useful. So it's almost like creating a short film almost. So I was enjoying that process a lot, and obviously it didn't take as many hours as creating a long form of video. So yeah, that was going well. And then um, what happened? I think I wanted, yeah, I kept branching out ideas, but basically, yeah, October 22 was like beginning of shorts. And I think in November, yeah, November 2022, that was like beginning of stream. And I thought this was brilliant because I thought this was brilliant because yeah, you get to, I'm basically like filming my content right now, and still, if people are interested, like they can see the process of like me creating content live. And it's like almost killing two birds with one stone, and I get to like to try new things. So it's a fun way of like exploring, and I'm seeing like what works and what doesn't. And I think shorts are here to stay for sure. I'm gonna get back on to like creating all these bite-sized information about like how you can improve your life. And I want to do something more like fun and more engaging in the stream. So the first one was like I literally had a buddy of mine come over, and like just watch me and learn, watch and learn of me like cooking and like meal prepping, because he wanted to get into meal prepping as well. So that was fun, and like there were a lot of like good moments there. And then the second stream, you know, I was visiting another best friend of mine who lives in like far, far away from where I live. So we don't get to see as often as we want. But yeah, we both work in the finance industry, so I thought we could have like almost a podcast style to just like bounce ideas, because every time I, talk to him, like, um, we talk about like so many things, but like also like very productive conversation, which is why I love hanging out with him too. Um, or which is why I hang out with anybody really. Anyway, um, yeah. So the second stream was all about like finance, like our back, or more like his background, and then we talked about like a couple finance items. So yeah, that was good. And then we had um, good moments here and there. So I created them as shorts, but those type of shorts, see, weren't the same as um, the one that I was posting before, because on my main YouTube channel, the shorts that I was posting is like little bite size of way to improve your life. But this whole like stream shorts, it's all about like funny moments. Like it's literally hilarious moments that happened. And I didn't want to post that on my existing channel because I thought it was gonna like hurt the algorithm. So I created like this another channel that only has the shorts from my stream. And the first couple one was like blew up again. Like I think it even like blew up even more, like a couple thousands of views. And I got the clips from the second stream that didn't like perform as well. So I'm still constantly testing like what works and what doesn't. And even um, I posted um, the same shorts. So I try to test this too. So like I posted this shorts from the stream highlights on my main channel, but that obviously like didn't perform well either. So I think I need to stick with this bite size like information of how to improve your life, because those ones are getting like thousands of views. Um, almost guaranteed, as long as the quality of the videos are, you know, not subpar. Um, anyway, that's probably what happened in December of 2022. That was interesting because I had another long trip. I haven't like taken, this was like the first time that I've actually like taken time off for like weeks. Because even before, like, even if I'm like going away on a vacation, I was still like working remotely and all that. But this time, I was visiting Vietnam so that I could meet my best friend who was getting married, his side of family and the wife's side of family, and I got to like uh, take a tour of this new country that I've never been. So that was good. And now I got to go back home in like, I don't know, 3 years because of COVID. Like I wasn't able to like go back home and see my family and see my cousins and all that, my friends. So yeah, that was my basically whole December. And there's big changes happening in my work. So um, this was like the only time that I can afford to take time off. So that's why I wanted to like go on this long trip, because now in 2023, like I'm getting promoted, I'm getting like more responsibilities at work, and we're being short staffed. So yeah, that's what's happening. And man, I talked about what I did in 2022 for like an hour. Anyway, that's a roadmap of what I did in 2022. It was good, like looking back. And the main reason I wanted to do this was to introduce you guys to this. What the hell is this? This is, I don't know if you guys can see. It's trying to pick up my face. Anyway, this is a journal that I had. It says like my name in 2022, and it has a bit of guidelines of like what I was going to do in 2022. Here, like on the first page, I have like how many days I have left until presumably I die, and I have like bits of quotes that I like, and you know, I have like a bit of information about myself, so that whenever I look at it, I'm like, this is who I am now, and I get to like understand myself a little more. It really helps me get through the day, I think, or to improve your life. In order to improve your life, you need to understand your life as well. So that's what I have here. And then the first like sections, I have like the summary of the books I read. There were like a couple books that I read that really changed my life. First one is like Atomic Habits, and then the second one is like How to Win Friends and Influence People in Digital World. Great book, by the way. I highly recommend you guys reading that. And then I have like the whole section about like brainstorming ideas about my, you know, YouTube channel and my business. Yeah, man. This is actually pretty great. I'm reliving through the process of my reliving my thought process, basically, like how it began, like what I was thinking at the time in terms of like starting this business and where I am now. Yeah, it's pretty great. I love doing that. I love journaling. This is why I highly recommend you guys start journaling too, because recording something either through writing or like filming videos, yeah, you get to like really look back at those times and the thought process. You get to like really relive those moments. Really helps you evaluate you know, your steps when you're trying to achieve something, achieve anything. You know, I started journaling all my workouts every day. I used to like work out every day in January and February, and then I stopped. Man, that is funny. And actually, yeah, at the end of the page, you know, I have 3 sections of things I wanted to work on. First is, as you guys can see, work. Oh. Mistakes of the beginning streamer. So, if you can see, the first I have like the work section, and then here's I have like the rest section, and here I have play section. So those are like the 3 categories of goals that I wanted to achieve in 2022. And in the work wise, I have, you know, passed those exams that I needed to pass in my professional work. I only got to do 2 out of 4. I wanted to like get all of those like 4 exams out of the way, because that should be that should be enough for me to like advance in my job for the next like 2 to 3 years at least. But obviously life doesn't happen the way that you always want. But man, like I completed two of them already, which is great. And for my business wise, I had set a goal to like have 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 followers in Instagram and YouTube. Didn't really quite get there, but I'm really happy the fact that I started, because now I have something to show for. Before I started the whole thing, I had an idea. I had plans to like start YouTube channel or like social media account or whatever, but there was nothing to like really show people. It's all in my words, all through like these verbatims, which doesn't really help get across your ideas that well. Because let's say you meet somebody on the street, they ask you, oh, like, what are you working on, or like what are you passionate about? And then I have like all these ideas, right? Like to help people live their life the way that they desire. But just saying that like doesn't really help them see it. Now every time people come by and we have a conversation, we end up like where we end up at where they're asking me, oh, like what's your like business, or what's your brand about? Then I can literally hand them my either Instagram account or my YouTube account, like, hey, check this out, and they get the idea. So I'm basically building a portfolio of this vision I have, this you know this I don't know, this project that I like to work with the whole society, of improving the way they live their lives. And yeah, I cannot say this enough. Like, I'm so happy every time I see somebody come up to me and say, Sunny, like, you really helped me in like this way, or like you make me feel better. You make me a better person. Those are like really, really nice. Those are like really nice to hear. And actually, one of the friend that I every time I hang out with him now, like he says, you make me feel like I'm a new man, and I'm like, that's great, that's great. And now we have like almost a saying now, being a new man. And yeah, I cannot wait to do this more in 2023, which we'll get into that. We'll get into the planning mode anytime soon, sometime soon. And this rest, I think that's the section where like all about my health. So here I have like, I wanted to maintain, or I wanted to get to like 12% body fat percentage again. And while I'm bulking, I shouldn't like go above like 17% body fat. Like, oops, I don't think I kept that promise to myself. Due to a lot of things like injuries and COVID, like the whole, it really changed, or it had an effect on the way I was living my life. And one thing I learned from that is there is no one fixed plan or fixed schedule that you're gonna get to stick on for ever. Because even if you set out like the schedule that you wanted to follow for a day or a week, it's not going to last, because I think because your life is changing, because your life is constantly changing, your schedule must changes. Your schedules must change too. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys like how I'm going to plan for the new year, the 2023, because with reflecting with the reflection of like what I learned in the past year. And I have it here, no hangover days in 2022. I didn't want to like cut out drinking completely because I know still some of the people they prefer you to like drink with them, and even at work, I'm trying to like meet the client or like go out with a team by having like sharing the drink. Like there's a social, I don't know, almost like an environment out there that's like if you share a drink, like you're having a better time. Good job, whoever is creating those alcohol. Um, so yeah, no hangover days in 2022. Unfortunately, I had couple hangover days in 2022, but my drinking is like almost like in control now. Like I don't even drink anymore. Um, you know, Whenever I was in Vietnam with my friend, I obviously had to drink a lot to uh, get along with their families and stuff. But since I got back to Toronto, like I haven't really like drank. Um, I had to like catch up with a couple of my friends, and then those days like I had like one or two drinks like maximum. And yeah, so far no hangover days. So I'm gonna have the same thing in 2023. And the play section. This is for um, basically for your play, like what you like doing. And here I had travel with my friend family and travel with friends, and I took that, and maybe I focused too much on traveling with family and friends in 2022. Um, yeah, so that's basically in uh, my 2022 review nutshell. That was pretty insightful. So now let's get to the 2023 planning. I have like this same same book or a notebook in front of me, brand new. So I'm going to like put everything on there after the stream. But in the meantime, let's just blast out a couple things I wanted to work on. So 2023, what do I want to achieve? So I think there's going to be, well, there already are, but there is a big change that's happening in my full-time job. So I'm I'm being I'm being given more responsibilities, and there are more things that I can do now with this new role that I have. And I get to actually help people with their financial planning needs, or like anything related to their like wealth management, even more now, more personally. And now I get to like give advice to people. So that's super exciting. So I wanted to do more of that. So to provide support in wealth management, personal wealth management for people. And that's going to be my main focus on, like, in my day job. I want to focus more on like connecting with the new clients and like meeting with new clients and hearing like their needs and being able to like provide them with solutions myself, in order to have to like pass along to my boss. So that's going to be super exciting, and that's what I want to focus on. But I know I don't get to focus on this until we hire somebody new to replace basically my role, my old role. So I'm thinking this will be like almost the second half of 2023. Um, yeah, it's just like meeting with new people and like going out on different like sales opportunity, and that's gonna be exciting. Um, but before that, I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually provide an access to this planning tool, like retirement planning tool that we have at work. Again, I need to get better at like switching. Um, yeah, switching. What happened? Okay, here we go. Switching screens. So 2023. Oops. Yeah, this is better. Second half of 2023, I'll probably do, yeah, to start like providing support in like their personal wealth management needs. And this is what I was saying. So we have this like retirement planning tool that we use at work, but it's only available for people with like $1 million or above, like invested with us. But since I already have access to them and I have time, I'm going to offer this service to my friends and whoever I get to meet on Instagram for free. As my I don't know, as my way of like getting better at providing solutions to different people. So I'm going to do that. So if you guys are watching this and you are interested in getting this service from me, yeah, I'm happy to get started on that as soon as possible. But let's get to that. Access to our retirement planning tool that's available. Clients with only like $1 million or above. And this is actually super helpful because it not only this tool, but I have my way of getting people to start taking control of their finances, because I was in a position where I basically had no concept of money almost, because I just thought like I could ask my parents for money all the time and they would just give it to me, until this one day where I basically had to like ask my parents for money a lot more than what they normally do. I think my dad decided to just say, you know what, screw you. You need to like start taking better control of yourself. So I want to know how much you're spending like every month, and why you need to like spend this much money, or whatever. So I had to like create this an Excel sheet myself. Like, I'm spending like this much on food. I'm spending like this much on like school supplies, this much on like phone, like whatever. I had to like make a whole list of like what I'm spending per month, and I had to like send it to my parents, and then like he would review it, and it was like, okay, like this is however much money, that should be enough. And that really helped me. That really got me to assess my my financial situation. Like until then, I didn't know like how much I was spending in like certain things, and I just kept like spending, whatever. And I had like my ex girlfriend living with me at the time too, and I was like paying for everything for her. Um, yeah, so it was a big turning point in my financial life, and you know, I want everyone else to go through the same thing that I did, because that's going to help you get richer. Like I'm not even joking. Just knowing like how much you're making, how much you're spending in a month, that alone like should just somehow make you feel or like think of something. It's just like, oh, like, oh, I'm making like, you know, this amount of money in a month, or like, oh, I'm spending like this amount of money in a month. And that way you get to like take control of your finances a lot better. You know how much money you're going to need and how much money you can spend actually. So whenever I see people think or like talk about retirement, they're like, oh, okay, like I get it, like I need to save a lot, and you know I need to invest the money that I save, blah blah blah. It's all the same, but like there's more to that, you know. uh there's up to like certain amount of money you need to save and you need to invest in order to, you know, for you to like comfortably retire in the future. So anything excess to that minimum amount of money, you can spend it. You can go on a trip, you can spend it on like gifts or whatever. However you want to spend that money, you can spend it and enjoy it, because at the end of the day you are living a life and you should be able to enjoy that life, you know, to some degree, like every day. You shouldn't be like starving to death to save like a couple $100 a month. um, yeah, just to save more money. um, Anyway, so yeah, that's probably my work goal, and I have like 2 exams I need to, or I want to pass. I don't need to pass. I want to pass in 2023. 2023. I need to get used to saying that. 2023. Yeah. And I should start planning that into my daily routine as well. So after this big picture stuff, we're going to get into like setting up your daily routines. And I think I'm gonna have to call it a day because I didn't know I was gonna talk this much. Okay, so 2 exams I want to pass 2033. And what else do I want to do? I want to get back into the shape that I was at. So in terms of like physical health, I want to like bring my body fat percentage down to like 10 to 12% again. And to do that, I probably have to like stick with this routine that I have, like the meal prep and all that stuff, for like very strictly for the next 3 months or so. That should get me back to the level that I was at. So that's that, and then what was the other one? And the play part. Play part. I think it's just again like more travel with my friends and family. I love traveling and just like experience. And you know what? This is something. I want to go somewhere new. So I'm not gonna like try to to destination I've never been. Maybe that would be my goal, because my best friend, he's getting married, I think, end of this year. So I'm gonna have to like go back to Vietnam end of this year to attend his wedding. But yeah, I want to go somewhere like I haven't been before. Yeah, but then again, that's like a goal. Maybe I don't get there. Maybe I will, because I have, so the wedding I need to go to end of this year, and I'm taking my friend to my hometown because he's never been to South Korea before, and having somebody like local to like show him around, that's an amazing. And I really want him to like, I want to take him to Korea as well and like show him around, because he's been like the longest, like the friendship that I have with him is probably the longest out of all that I met like in Korea, in Canada, sorry. Yeah, so he's a dear friend. My parents love him, and I think it'll be great. So we are probably going on a trip together in the summer. So that doesn't leave me with a lot of money slash time for the trip, that to a destination that I've never been to. But again, it'll be a stretch. We'll see how much money I will have. Yeah, after planning everything. And in terms of business, what should my goal be? My goal, I think I want to be more specific to that. So other than like 1,000 followers and subscribers, you know what? I think I can hit 1,000 followers on Instagram pretty easily now. So I'll do 1,000 subscriber on YouTube, and I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it to. So I gained like 800 subscriber or 800 followers on Instagram in the first year. You know what? Yes, 1.5 thousand followers by end of 2023 on Instagram, and 1,000 subscriber on YouTube. I think the YouTube one is gonna be definitely tougher, but on top of this, I want to do like at least one short. I'm gonna post one short per week. One short per week on YouTube. We'll see if I can, and it's all about consistency. I think I want to be more consistent with this, other than like posting like 52 shorts this year. I think it's about consistency. Focus on consistency. So no matter what, I should post one shorts per week on YouTube, and that's like the bare minimum. I think that's a good start, and obviously more. So that means I need to come up with like 52 different ideas to improve your life. So any ideas that you have, or like you want to like, there's an area that you want to improve on, let me know. Really appreciate that. And I also had like a plan to do more of this stream with my friend as well. So in terms of that, I'm gonna say this. I'm going to do, this is probably more okay. Another thing I want to get better at, like, I want to be more articulate, so that's good. I'm gonna put it there. Be more articulate. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I wanted to be more articulate, which is why I wanted to take this new role at my work too, like being in this more sales heavy, being with like interacting with clients more, because I wanted to be more articulate in life. But yeah, I'm going to do at least one stream per week too. So every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna pick a day, and I'll be coming out here and talking to you guys on whatever. Yeah, one stream per week. The list goes on. Man. And obviously, when I have like everything set up properly, all this like goal setting and stuff, I'll share this with you guys as well as one of the video. Yeah, but this is one thing I've learned living my life. I tend to like take on a lot more responsibilities than I can handle. Usually beginning of something, right? Usually beginning of the year, or like beginning of like a school year, I found myself like taking on more responsibilities that I can handle, and some of the projects like tends to just fade away, which created, I think, a habit of me just ditching projects. So I want to fix that, and instead of ditching projects, I want to build a habit of completing tasks. So that means probably I need to like dial back down when it comes to like goal setting, and in terms of like how many different things I'm doing. So it's about like less amount of things that I'm doing in a given day, but I think it's more about consistency. Like I want to build that skill, like having like being consistent with working out and like streaming, creating contents. Yeah, because if I'm going to do this in the future, full time, I'm going to have to like learn how to create content, or like do all these things, yeah, consistently. So this is funny because I have like this day job. It's surprising that I I am like so consistent with it, you know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like when you go to school or something, um, you sometimes like skip class or like whatever, so it's like less. I don't know. You're less consistent with it. But then all of a sudden, like let's say you get a job, you get a part time job, or like you get some sort of job, then all of a sudden like you get so committed to it, even more so. So like maybe school is also like more committing, but like let me think of a different example. Like let's say you decides to like be on a diet for like every day for the next year. Um, the consistency part, compared to being on a diet versus like going to work or like showing up to um, like classes, are different. And I'm just like thinking out loud now. Like I'm just trying to think why. And I think it's because you put that, whatever the activity it is, in a more prioritized, you prioritize those things more than the other. So for example, let's say you have to like I'm noticing that too now, because back in the day when I was like super heavy into fitness, whenever someone wanted to hang out with me after work, I would tell them like, sorry, I can't, like, right after work. They want to hang out with me. I'll be like, you know what, just give me like an hour or two. I have to like hit the gym, but like after that, like I'm free. So see, that's where the prioritizing comes. I was prioritizing working out a lot more, almost like the same as like as if I'm going to work, or like I'm showing up to work. So no matter what happens, like you're not gonna say someone wants to like hang out with you. You're not gonna say like, you know what, okay, I can do that when you have, a job to do, or like when you have work to show up for. So yeah, like putting those tasks that you want to like, or the habits that you want to build, putting those into a prioritized almost category, I think that's going to be the key to be consistent with those new habits or activity that you're trying to pick up on. So what does that mean? That means we need to come up with like a daily routine that fits all these things. And I wish I can show you guys. So I already have my I already have my I already have my daily routine here, but somehow it's not letting me share. It's not letting me share on the screen. Basically what I have is I have like 3 different daily schedule. I have one for like a regular day. I have one for like when I'm working the nighttime, and I have one like for the weekend. So, to show you guys what it's like, let me see if we can do this. So basically, I have like a table here. This is for an example. So like one side is the time, and the other side is the activity. And so, for example, like regular day, I used to work out in the morning, but I don't think I can do that anymore, because now my workouts are like more complex, and it requires me to like go to a commercial gym, which, funny enough, the place that I signed off for, which is close to my place, isn't open at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm almost like being forced to like work out after work, which is like 5 to 6. So what does that mean? That means I probably need to put some of these like other tasks that I used to do at nighttime in the morning. Maybe I need to edit like videos in the morning. So let's say I wake up at like 6 a.m. and so like 6 to like 6:30 a.m. What I'll do is like I'll wake up, make bed, and do the morning stretch plus meditation. This is my regular day if I didn't work overnight. And then what will happen? It's like 6:30 to like let's say 7:30. I'll be like edit, edit videos, and then 7:30 to 8, I eat breakfast plus shower and skincare and all that stuff, and then 8 to 9. It's like commute or whatever. Depends on like things get delayed or whatever. So I want to be at work by 9 o'clock. And then, yeah, 9 to 5, that's like my work, my job. And then from 5 to 6, almost like 5 to 5:30, that's my commute time. Commute. And then 5:30 to like 6:30 is my gym. And it takes me, actually, I'm gonna have to say 7 because it takes me 10 minutes to like commute between gym and my home. So that leaves me with like 7 p.m. I need to eat, but the thing is like if I eat dinner, that's usually like end of my day. So I'm gonna have to like push it really hard to study after, because I need to like fit the study time into this as well. And like studying in the morning, like really don't know if I'm capable or like it's gonna be efficient doing that. So yeah, like almost 7, because I need to eat too. So like let's say gym plus dinner. That means 7 to 8 is my, I'm gonna have to really try hard study time. Because I like to even if I'm not like taking an exam or anything, I like to study on like any subjects, like whether it's like like learning some new ways to edit videos, learning about like ways to stream a video, or a film. I'm always willing to learn something new, so I like to devote an hour a day into that. And I need to like film shorts at some point too. So I'm thinking like 8 to 9, like I'm filming shorts and like idea generation. I need to add one more. Perfect. Like 9 to 10. I don't know, like more filming, more idea generation and like edit maybe. And usually like 10 o'clock I'm beat. Like I need to go to bed. So 10 o'clock, 10 to 6 is probably my sleep time. Or maybe I'll read. I haven't like put aside a reading time where I can read in the morning. Ooh, that could be a way. I'll think about this. But basically this is what happens. And let's say I'm working in the nighttime, then probably the gym time will need to get cut short a little bit. And I probably won't have much time. Have like a fixed hour of like filming or something, because I could potentially be on the call with the client or something. And in the morning, I think that whole morning routine gets thrown out from my experience, because you never know when you're gonna get a call from a client in my line of duty. So committing like myself into something like serious that I don't like, that I don't want any distractions, usually end up in those hours where like I know I'm for sure I'm not gonna get disturbed on. So this this is probably like my um sample, like a daily routine, but day to day it's going to differ. Like I'm going to have like a three different version of this daily routine in order to like fill out or get a better ideas of what my week is going to look like. So once this is done, yeah, I'll share it with you guys again. But yeah, this has been super productive. Um, I love that. Now, why? Oh, I guess I'm like super delayed in some sense. Um, anyway, I think I'm going to end my stream here. It's been almost like 2 hours. So if you guys have been watching, thank you so much for watching. You know, I'm I hope that it has been like super helpful, and make sure to check out more videos in my channel, and make sure to comment down below if you have any ideas, like anything that you want to see from my future videos. I'm always like looking forward to new ideas. So do that. Make sure you hit the like button, and those guys who's watching and like subscribe to my channel, like I thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys are the reason why I continue to put out like more contents and videos like this, and you guys give me like you know um, hope or the validation that like this type of stuff like is useful, and you guys want to like hear more about this. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And on that note, it's a new day and I'm a new man.